All right, you guys, what is going on? This is your boy Town Biz. I thought I would talk about this because I feel like this is very important. I feel like this is a subject matter that I have to reach out and basically give you guys some words of wisdom. As a 50-year-old man, I've seen it all, I've heard it all. Well, I thought I had until I started to see what's going on the internet and social media. And I truly have came to the conclusion that some of the men and women in our community, and particularly black men and black women as a whole, are just completely fucked up. And some of them need therapy. And and some of them are just delusional on their way of thinking. And it just got to be said. Basically, the topic at hand is sort of like simping and basically trying to force yourself on somebody that don't like you. And women, y'all could take heed too, because this happens to y'all too. First of all, I just highly recommend don't chase after nobody that don't want you. Don't force somebody to be with you that don't really want to be with you. You can sit up here and have all the assets and resources in the world. That's the problem. They will use you for your resources and your assets. So I'm just giving you some words of wisdom. This is for men and women, but this particular subject matter is for the men. Now, I'm pretty sure you're aware, everybody's been aware of what happened with Aman Stunford. Then I'm going to talk about the situation with Xavier Worthy and also Travis Hunter. All three of these men should basically proceed with caution. Aman Stunford paid a very hefty price in his divorce with Tiana Taylor, which I think Tiana Taylor is a bull dagger anyway. Yeah, I said it. I do. I just think she is. And I just got to keep it a buck. I don't really think she's into dudes like that. I know she's supposed to be with Aaron Pierre. My message to brother Aaron Pierre, run. Run. And that's just real talk. But I'm listening to, just comments from these dudes, exes or current girlfriends, how they say they wasn't into them and they didn't like them and all that kind of stuff. That's always the key word. You look at what happened with Aman. Oh, here we go, a troll. You are gone. So, all right. So you're looking at the situation with him. Um, I don't know what you call that divorce. That divorce, what happened with him is a travesty. Um, I mean, Tiana Taylor pretty much took everything. I mean, she pretty much just wiped him clean. Basically, his divorce was finalized, and basically, she walked away with 4 houses valued at like approximately $10 million. He has to pay her a one-time um, um, seven-figure. Um, he has to pay her a one-time seven-figure settlement, which means that's like $1 million and some change. He has to give up 3 cars. He has to pay for their 2 daughters' private school. I mean, then on top of that, he has to pay $8,000 in child support. That's just crazy. That's just crazy for somebody to get something like that. I mean, what do you need 4 houses for? I mean, he couldn't keep one house. He couldn't keep one vehicle. He couldn't keep the tour bus. She gets to keep her businesses. I don't know what type of judge they had proceeding over this case, but they need to run an investigation. They need to run an investigation, and they need to look into the background of this judge that resided over this case, because that's just crazy. They need to do a background check, because I mean, Aman Stunford came out getting slumped. He got slumped in this divorce. He got slumped. He got KO'd. And like I said before, now I know somebody gonna eventually come on here and say, "Oh well, he cheated on her." Well, we don't know. And even if he does, that doesn't resonate to her getting pretty much everything. Like I said before, what do you need four houses for? She couldn't let him have one house. She got three vehicles. She couldn't let him have one of the vehicles. She get a one-time seven-figure payout. Then on top of that, he has to pay her $8,000 a month in child support. Does he even have that kind of money? Then she gets to keep all her businesses. So basically, she's gonna have four houses to basically, parlay and have niggas and chicks running in and out of. Okay. So like I said before, they need to run an investigation. But the key word is Tiana Taylor said that, when they linked up, she said she really didn't like him. And basically he, I guess, pursued her and wore her down. See, that's the thing. My thing is it's too costly, and don't go after women that don't really want you or be feeling you. Don't go for the oh he had to grow on me stuff, because then you have to wonder did you know what I'm saying, you grow on her, or did your bank account grow on her? And what I mean by that, as the more your bank account got bigger, did that make her show more interest in you? So you have to be careful with that. And it was funny, I just remember maybe a few months ago where you had um I forgot what they call that, tonight's conversation. And I remember, or no, it wasn't tonight's conversation. It was with Anton Daniels, Crystal the Doll, and a few other people, and they were just basically talking about relationships and all that kind of stuff. And then I remember Randy Rosario um, said something that was just absolutely asinine, and it sounded stupid. It's always no accountability for women. Basically, she was speaking on, well, dudes need to get over the fact when they were down and women dissed them and they basically didn't want to deal with them. They'd rather be with the drug dealers, but you should give them a chance when you up. No. And a lot of people cooked her for that, and talking about people need to get over it. No, you don't have to get over it. If they don't want you in high school, why would you sit up there and provide resources for her to basically sponge off of? And then there's no guarantee that she's still gonna respect you. Women holler this stuff about if you taking care of them and you doing what you supposed to do, they'll be submissive. To the most part, that is just complete cap. A lot of times, in particularly in our community with black women, they not gonna respect you, even if you are providing for them. A lot of time they'll take your resources and give it to a nigga of lesser value. They will give it to the Pookie dude. They will take your car and go see Pookie and let Pookie drive your car while you at work. And if you're a successful athlete or celebrity, whatever you are, if you are on location, if you are on the road, whatever the case may be, she may have that dude running in and out of your house, eating your food, sleeping in your bed, and giving money that you give to her to give to him. So that is no guarantee. That is no guarantee, because at the end of the day, she doesn't really like you. She likes what you can do for her. So when I heard her saying it, I was like, this lady sound dumb. She sound dumb. And then the excuse she came up with, talked about they were victims when they picked it. You were no victim. Okay. You chose to make that decision to be with the drug dealer over the dude who was trying to educate himself and better himself. And it's always been this thing with black men too. Black men, for some reason, who are trying to better themselves the right way by going to school, educating themselves, they're looked upon as being soft, a nerd, boring. They're shamed. But if a woman does that, she's educated and whatever, she's celebrated. Women do not like men that they think is smarter than them, because they feel like they can't manipulate them. So they would prefer the Pookie dudes because to a certain degree they can control the Pookie dude with either, just resources, or they can control them with the pussy sometimes. And it just has to be said. I'm just one of these dudes that's just real about mines. So no, if the girl dish you in high school and you come up and you living your best life, you a single man, you got millions of dollars in the bank, or you're doing very financially well. No, you should not lower your standards for a destitute woman with 4 kids by 4 different men that live in the hood, that live in the worst of the worst neighborhoods. No, you shouldn't. You should, if women are allowed to have standards, you should have standards. The ones that live in the hood, and once again, that's broke, but you have to be over 6 feet tall and make over 200,000 a year. I'm gonna tell you, you get nothing out of being, a substitute father or a step dummy. It's not a stepfather anymore; it's a step dummy, because women don't even value men anymore, and particularly black men, because they've been conditioned to think that everything is owed to them and that they're entitled to everything and they don't have to work for anything, and that a man is just supposed to break their back to do for them to make them happy. When in fact, that is the complete opposite. That is completely false. And people don't understand that. And it's really simple. But this has been an alarming thing going on in the black community with black women and black men. Black women have this thing where they feel like they don't have to respect a black man, but they feel like a black man is supposed to respect them, worship the ground they walk on, and give them everything they ask for. And then they don't get nothing in return. They can't even have mind, peace. You know what I'm saying? And just they can't even have a sound mind and peace, because she will do anything to take that away from you. It seems like black women is fixated on making your life miserable, making you unhappy while you go out of your way to make them happy. And that's disturbing and that's unfortunate. The ideology that you see that women have and displaying on social media is alarming, disturbing, and is scary at the same time. And then the sad part about it is some of these women really believe what come out their mouth, and you can't tell them nothing. But at the end of the day, where you guys fall short, you think, okay, well, I'm gonna show her that I have this, I have that, and I'm gonna flash this to her and try to impress her. That's not gonna work. If she doesn't like you, she doesn't like you, and you can't make her like you. She will never like you. She will tolerate you, but she won't like you. And she will only tolerate you till she can't tolerate you anymore. And then eventually she will show her hand. She will show you eventually that she doesn't really like you. So I'm just keeping it a buck. So that's why when I heard Randy, first of all, any woman that have like what you call I know Randy is supposed to be, well, not really. Um, most men be named Randy. Anything that's sort of like a unisex sounding name, I'm suspicious of that. Just like I would be suspicious of a girl named Michelle that call herself Mike or Mikey or something like that. A woman named Stephanie that call herself Steph. Like what? So you should always be wary of stuff like that, and you should be suspicious of stuff like that, because a lot of times, and what you didn't see in the condition of women this day and age, they've been raised to have a male testosterone mentality, which is starting to slowly but surely backfire on them, because a lot of men are just saying, you know what, the hell with you. I don't care how big your butt is. I don't care how thick you is. I'd rather have sound peace of mind than to sit up here and deal with your bullshit. But this is the ramification. What happens when you marry somebody that don't want you? Well, I'm like I said before, It's not stepfathers anymore. It turned into step dummy because you would be a dummy to sit up here and deal with a woman that um that got children, one born out of wedlock and children with multiple baby daddies. That's just fact. And the thing is, we have been shamed, and we got to stop. We got to stop being shamed. The same way they have a preference, we should have a preference. Because a lot of times we get called these names, we get called cowards. We get, how am I a coward if I choose not to deal with you and your children? At the end of the day, you were irresponsible. You had multiple children out of wedlock, never been married. Listen, it's a little bit different. It is a difference if a woman, let's just say she was married and she had three kids by three different men and the father passed away or something like that. Then that's a little bit different. But I'm going to be honest with you. You want to stay clear away from a woman that has kids that are still in the house, that's you know that's under the age of under the age of 17, because if they're like 17, 18, in all likelihood they're going to be going to college. Probably they're going to try to move out, but if they're an adolescent to a preteen, it can create trouble because a lot of times the kid going to look at you as like, you're not my father. So it's already going to be tension. So at the end of the day, it's funny how you have women say, oh, so because I made all these mistakes, oh, I'm not supposed to be happy. Well, it's the difference between making one mistake and then doing it multiple times. Okay, it's cool if you have a baby at 16. Okay, cool. Sometimes shit happens. Okay, too young. Okay, well, maybe you could rebound from it. But if you keep doing it, if you 24, 25, and you got four kids by four different men, that means you a repeat offender, and that means you're irresponsible. But at the same time, you expect a man to come and pick up the slate for the mistake that you make. And then you act as if somebody owes you something when in fact nobody owes you jack shit. You are not the prize. You are not the catch. But then you try to make it look like the man is privileged to be with you when it actually it's the other way around because you looking for help, and you looking from a perspective that, oh, you're entitled, and which in fact that you're really not. So I'm just gonna say this. Yeah, people are gonna be mad, but I highly recommend that you don't date a single mother, because a lot of times you get nothing out of it. What do you benefit from? What do you get out of it? Even if you married a woman with kids, do you get to come home to a peaceful and unstressful situation? In all likelihood, not. Because one thing about a woman, a lot of times if a woman see that you're happy and see that you at peace, she's going to try to go out of her way to disturb your peace because she's not at peace because of whatever situation that she's going through. That's what they mean by misery loves company. So if she's a miserable, bitter bitch, well, guess what? She's gonna make you a miserable nigga. Just gotta be said. I'm just truthful with this stuff. I'm just truthful with this stuff. And a lot of women are vindictive. And then the funny thing is, how you gonna let a woman lay down the law with you when she couldn't lay down the law with her multiple baby daddies? They don't see a stepfather as a step in father. They see them as a walking ATM, disposable income. Basically, that's where the terminology my money is my money and your money is our money. And my reply to that is fuck that. Yeah, I said it. Well, first of all, there's some things you can't clean up. If this is a woman that got three kids by three different men or three kids with four possible fathers, you're not a cleanup man. That's just real talk. You basically trying to fix a broken toilet, that's filled up with shit. I'm just keeping it 100. Some people not gonna like what I have to say. I'm gonna get backlash in behind this, but this is just the truth. Like you looking at this situation, and let's talk about this situation with Xavier, Worthy. Xavier Worthy just got through playing in the Super Bowl, but now his career is on the line because once again he decided to get with a woman that didn't really want to be with him. Now, in case you guys don't know, um, Xavier Xavier Worthy was taken into custody, but they pretty much dropped the charges against him because it appeared that this woman attacked him. Now, what happened was what led to the incident was Xavier Worthy suspected that his better half, well, I ain't gonna say better half, was stepping out on him. Now, keep in mind, this dude tried to bring her around him. He tried to have her at Chiefs games. He basically tried to, expose her to life of an athlete. Now she's an athlete, but at the end of the day, she was nurturing a tendon tear, so she was, basically trying to rehab. But apparently he met her somewhere. He tried to shoot a shot. She didn't show interest. He saw her again in Texas. He got with her. She became his fiance. But basically, I guess he bought some kind of house in Texas. I guess he resides in Texas in the off season. So basically, he bought a house. Basically, he suspected that she was stepping out on him. He hired a private detective. The private detective proved that she was stepping out on him. And I just want to say to the grassroots trying to demonize um, Xavier Worthy, and we all know that most of the male writers are into the D instead of the P. So, nevertheless, but basically he found out that she was stepping out on him. So basically he asked her to leave. He told her to leave. He called off the engagement. Now keep in mind, once again, the same situation with Travis Hunter. Um, this lady is older than him. So basically, he asks her to leave. She refuses to vacate the premises. So I guess it got a little testy. So eventually she attacked him. She pulled out one of his braids. Um, she scratched him, but instead of him pressing charges against her, she called the police on him. They took him into custody, but it looked like they didn't have enough evidence to charge him, so they dropped the charges. So now this woman is sitting up here trying to get a restraining order. Now, has she moved out of this dude's house that she refuses to leave? Now she's claiming that he abused her at least on 5 occasions. My thing is, if you're so afraid of this dude, why didn't you leave? Well, why did you attack him? Why did you pull out one of his braids? Why did you scratch him up if this dude was just abusing you and stuff? And why don't you just leave the house? What happened was he caught her cheating. I see this all the time. He caught her cheating. She's mad about it. Oh, you hired a private. She's mad because she got caught. Instead of her taking accountability, she's mad because she got caught. Just like Rihanna said in that song, Take a Vow. Don't tell me you sorry because you're not. You only sorry because you got caught. So she got caught and she refused to leave. Now, she didn't have no problem stepping out on him and opening up her legs or slobbing on the knob of other people, but you know, she had no problem with that. But she has a problem with leaving, getting out of this house. She still want to have her cake and eat it too. She don't want to be loyal and faithful, but she, know what comes with that living in that house and being a fiance. And I can say it's a good thing that no baby didn't come out of this, because that would have been an even bigger problem. So now what she's trying to do, she's trying to get restraining orders put on him. Basically, what she's trying to do, if she's still at the house, I don't know if she's left the premises. If I don't know what Texas law is, but basically, what she's trying to do is she's trying to get him to have to leave his own house if she's still there, so she can stay in that house until the restraining order is, uh, basically until the restraining order is no longer viable. or until basically they ended. Trust me, I done went through all that stuff. You know, my son's mother tried to do that to me when we got into an argument, put a restraining order on me. Never threatened her. But nevertheless, that's what she's trying to do. And you know, California, they known for doing that too. Where a woman, if a woman is staying in your house and you get into an argument, she can sit up there and call the police and lie and say that you hit her, and they can take you into custody, and then they can get a restraining order issued, and you can't even go back to your own house that you paying the mortgage on. That's in your name. And then you have to go through all this stuff to try to get this person to get out your house. So I'm just saying. But then that's another case of being with somebody that don't want to be with you. You know, I say this again. Don't get with no chick that don't like you or don't really want to be with you. Do not force yourself on nobody. Do not force yourself on nobody. If she tells you no the first time, she said no. Don't try to let her get at you on the rebound. This isn't Matumbo. This isn't basketball. If she didn't want you when you shot your shot the first time, then that's it. But a lot of times a guy's ego get in the way, be like, yeah, man, I'm gonna flash all this jewelry, I'm gonna flash all this money to show her, yeah, I'm up now. I'm up now. Okay, why would you want to put yourself through that? Why would you want to put yourself through that kind of turmoil and drama? And I'm looking at this situation with Xavier Worthy. Now, due to the fact of these allegations, he is a rookie. He's a rookie. The Chiefs can say, you know what? We don't want to deal with this. We don't want to deal with this. Okay, you can go. So guess what? His career is ruined. His career is ruined. His career is on the line right now. And then you look at the situation, and this is what people was trying to tell Travis Hunter. Travis Hunter should move about. He should move around. Once again, that girl said on a live stream that she didn't like him at first. Well, she doesn't like you, period, dude. She see you for your resources, what you can provide for her. She see what you can do for her. She don't have the problem being in the limelight, you know, walking with you to those red carpet events or NFL honors, you know, going to these things that of you know revolve around players and all that kind of stuff. Yeah, she don't have no problem going to that because it's notoriety and it's clout for her. But at the same time, does she realize that she's in a good predicament because of you? Does she understand that she's there because of you and she appreciates it? Probably not. Travis Hunter should be looking at all these situations. What could possibly happen to him? Let's just say this woman all of a sudden wakes up one day and say, hey, you know what? I don't want to be with you. And let's just say he puts a ring on her finger. He could end up in the same situation as Aman Stunford. Just terrible what happened to that brother. Terrible. I don't wish that on anybody. But this is what I'm trying to tell you, brothers out there. Do not force yourself. So what if you see a woman a few years from now that turns you down and you up and she might be down or you have surpassed her? So what? So fucking what? Don't even give her the time of day. Don't even say nothing to her. Because by you walking up to her saying, yeah, yeah, you know, I got, you know, yeah, you know, since you saw me, I got this, I got that, you know what I'm saying? You know, doing like Jay-Z from Ain't No Nigga. You should ignore. Because basically you still simping. You basically saying, okay, yeah, it bothered me that you wouldn't give me the time of the day. And if you still give her the time of the day, you simping. And to a certain degree, you tricking. I wouldn't even say nothing to the person. If she says something to me, I'll be like, okay, yeah, cool. You have a nice day. You have a nice day. and then you walk away. Because by you basically approaching her and letting her know all the things you got psychologically, she thinking, okay, this nigga still want me. Okay, so I might could like still wiggle my way in, worm my way in. And a lot of times these dudes take the bait, and then next thing you know, you end up like Travis Hunter. You end up in the same situation as Xavier Worthy, or even worse, Aman Stunford. Terrible what happened to that brother. Terrible. I mean, she basically gutted him. She gutted him for everything. Like I said before, what do you need four houses for? Is it one or two enough? Like I said, you couldn't have left a man with one damn house, one car, some kind of money. Then you forced to pay for the kids to go to private school and all that kind of stuff. Like I said before, what judge resided over your case? You need to appeal that. If I'm Aman Stunford, I would appeal that. I would appeal that. I might would ask for a new hearing because that's just way too much. You know, hell, Mackenzie Scott, Jeff Bezos' wife, she walked away with $38 billion, but she only got like 4% ownership in Amazon. And she was pretty much with him from the beginning. And Jeff Bezos got to keep pretty much everything. He got the houses, he got all that stuff. Got to keep pretty much everything. And he just, she walked away with like $30 billion, but fine. Cool. But she was with him pretty much from the beginning, from the ground up. But then, like, she don't get no child support. She don't get nothing. She got $38 billion. But Aman Stunford got slumped. I mean, she gutted the dude. And then she okay with that? That she took everything? And it ain't about the kids, it ain't about the daughters. It's about her. So, like I said before, she gonna be having niggas and chicks in and out of that house. Or the house is. And like I said, if I'm Aaron Pierre, I would run and stay clear the hell away from Tiana Taylor. She is a minus and not a plus. Yeah, somebody got to say it. Somebody got to have the balls to say it. I guess it'll be me. Yeah, I know. Where the hell he get his lawyer for? Who the hell was his lawyer? Who was his lawyer? Was his lawyer fresh out of law school or something? Did his lawyer just recently pass away? Who the hell was his lawyer? I need to find out who the hell was his lawyer so I could tell people to stay away. And who was her lawyer? I need to know who is the judge that resided over that case. Because to me, this sounds suspicious. And this is what I was telling this dummy when I was trying to explain to her about the situation between, another rapper and an actress. I ain't gonna say who he is. I already did talked about it. I was trying to explain the court system is very finicky. Is not as simple as people think. Because like I said, you have to wonder one thing about the court cases and divorces, child custody hearings, you got to wonder who's going to reside over the case, what's their background, how do they rule in these cases, because you want to make everything is even keel. At least you have a fair shot of walking out of there with something that's suitable for you. Like I said, I understand that you have to split assets, but there should be some common ground. But like whoever Aman Stunford's lawyer is, I need to find out his name and I need to tell people to go to anybody but this person. Like, did he represent himself or something? Like, good grief. But like I said, the moral of this story, don't chase after women that don't want you. You know, that's real talk. Dude said it best on that Chris Rock movie. You could lose a lot of money chasing after women, but you will never lose women chasing after money. And that was spot on. These dudes chase the wrong type of women, and now they could clearly pay a stiff price for it. Aman Stunford is already paying a very stiff price. I'm talking about he basically got his manhood taken in that divorce. And then you got Xavier Worthy fighting for his reputation and possibly his NFL career. Once again, he's a rookie. This isn't a dude that's like a 7-year veteran. He's along the status of somebody at the time you would say Calvin Johnson or somebody like that, or Larry Fitzgerald. This is a rookie. And as talented as he is, he still could be out of a job. But I hope the Kansas City Chiefs play this by ear and don't cut the dude. But this is what I'm saying. You have to be careful who align yourself with. But I'm gonna tell you right now, the two situations with Amon Slumford and Xavier Worthy, this is once again the reason why a lot of these dudes, you know, are anti-system when it comes to these type of situations. Now, I promise you, if Xavier Worthy gets out of this situation and his next girlfriend doesn't look like him, you know what's gonna happen? Oh, he's a sellout and all this kind of stuff. But then here it is, he tried to get with a sister, and basically all he got in return is her basically stepping out on him and being dishonest and being disloyal. So the moral of the story is proceed with caution. If she turned you down the first time, it shouldn't be no it shouldn't be no doubling back. She shouldn't get to spin the block again. You had your opportunity. When I tried to get at you the first time, you said you wasn't feeling me. So now don't try to feel me when the bank account is bigger. When, I got the fancy car and I got the big house. You had your chance. You said no. So live and deal with it. But anyway, appreciate you guys being here. It's your boy Town. I'm out.